Good morning. Next week, going back to digging yet again. We had a bunch of rain last night and it is pretty wet, but got to get it done while we can. So hoping it's not too bad. And again, we have to excavate down a foot, so I'm sure the top couple inches will be pretty crappy, but then underneath it'll be bone dry. So that's at least the hope. Got the machines warming up, grease everything up, and then we're gonna head. I think we stopped right about there, so we'll see how far we get today. Well, as you can see, we have some standing water, which I figured would happen, but there's a discharge there for the basin, which is where it's coming from. So we'll put a pipe across here, but see if we can break this water out. Silt sock isn't letting it drain, so I just take some of that out. Like so. Just drain into there. So while that's draining, I'll come over here. I mean, none of this ground perks ever. It's just all clay. That's why I'm not too concerned about trying to dig today, because I bet you an inch under this surface it's bone dry, if I had to guess. Out from there, so it's always going to be wet here, but we're going to build this area up. Try and get this to be more of a directed. Side up, create like a little dam so the water has to go around and into that pipe when we make it. Sorry about that section, just let it go. Oh. See, so it's dry underneath. So we can definitely keep working. Now tomorrow it's going to be all muddy again. But as you can see, still have water, and this is alright. So we started there. I don't know if you can see right behind the skid loader, that shiny, that's all wet. So from the skid loader back, we skipped, and the problem is we knew it was going to happen, but I don't know if you can see all that right there. That's all clean stone. So basically how they design it is, that's obviously a basin berm. On the other side is a hole that fills up with water. It percolates through, and then that dissipator pad is built to slowly let that long of an area percolate through and just slowly work its way through the woods, which is fine. It's doing what it's supposed to. However, they engineered the walking trail to go directly along where all that water perks through. And this ground is horrible. I mean, it's just nothing but clay. As you can see, I mean, it's dry. It's dry an inch under the surface, even where the standing water is. So we're gonna have to come up with a different design. Instead of doing modified, we might have to just do, like number 4s or something, clean stone down first, and then modified and screenings on top of that. That way the water can percolate underneath the clean stone and the walking trail doesn't really dam it up. So we'll have to figure that out, but the rest of it is not bad. There's really no water because there's no dissipator pad along here. So the rest of the digging should be okay. Again, they want a bunch more rain tonight, so all this is probably going to fill with water again, but to make some progress today. So I'll probably just put you on a time lapse for a little bit, and you can watch the process. Right there, because here's another level spreader, so that's obviously going to be all wet, so we're just going to pick it up on this side and common area, so we don't need to make it, I mean, we'll make it better than that, but it's not someone's lawn, so we don't have to spend too much time making it look pretty. So I'm just taking this top couple inches of wet, throwing that in the woods. Again, I know it looks like we're making a complete mess, but by the middle of next year, all this will be filled in, and all you'll see is the stove. bed the stone here, and if it just sits here, it sits here. But if I have 1 or 2 trucks hauling all day, you know, it piles up pretty quick. So if we're not getting rid of the material, you can run out of room pretty quickly. Tooth. I always keep spare ones with me. Just like that. Let me curl this up. Third day of excavating complete. That goes all the way down through there. I mean, as you can see, like I said, there's so much clay. This soil does not perk. I mean, it's dry. I mean, it's tacky, but definitely workable. So basically, we just go along the edge and I grade that off. We'll make this lawn, and that'll just be nature. This, I kept a little berm here because I want more rain tonight, and if not more rain tonight, I think more coming Wednesday night. So the slope coming down here is probably going to get some water flow. We still need to go all the way. It's probably another 300 to 500 feet from there up, but that'll be the end of the trail once we get up to there. So for the most part, got everything. I mean, pretty much everything's excavated. This gives you a good idea how these leveler spreaders, leveler pads, dissipator pads, whatever they work. So you can see it's starting to seep through. Oh no, it's getting through right there. So I gotta build that back up, but I put a dam here. That way it all can't flow down there. Because you can see, I don't know if you can see, I mean, you can see how much it's flowing. And what it does is, it's only flowing right where this stone is, because the water is coming from the basin through this stone and just filtering out into the woods. So I don't know if the camera's picking up how much flow there is, but that's why that is bone dry there, and into there is bone dry. So this is where we want to build up with number 3s or 4s and then put modified on top, and then the screenings. That way this slow trickle of water can filter through the stone underneath the trail and then out. There's this one, and then a bigger one down in the woods that's worse than this. So that kind of gives you an idea of how much flow comes out of those basins.